Welcome back Coin Quest, where we bring you exciting updates on rare coins, old currency, and the hidden treasures that might be lying in your pocket change right now. Today's video is all about the legendary 1944 wheat penny, a humble 1-cent coin that could be worth hundreds, thousands, or even more depending on a few key factors. If you're a coin collector, a hobbyist, or just someone hoping to strike it rich with pocket change, make sure to watch this video till the end. Let's dive right in. The 1944 wheat penny is one of the most fascinating coins ever struck by the United States Mint. It was produced during the peak of World War II and came immediately after the famous 1943 steel cent. For those who don't know, in 1943, the U.S. Mint struck pennies using steel coated with zinc to save copper for the war effort. But by 1944, the war needs had shifted, and the Mint returned to using copper, though not just any copper. In 1944, most of the pennies were made using recycled shell casings from the battlefield. That's right, the very material that supported American troops during the war was melted down and reused to make coins. That's what gives the 1944 wheat penny its unique appeal and historical significance. But here's where things get exciting. While most 1944 pennies are common and easy to find, there are certain versions of this coin that are extremely rare and valuable. Let's start with the basic versions. The 1944 penny was minted in 3 main locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. You can identify these by checking for mint marks. If there's no mint mark under the date, it was minted in Philadelphia. A small D indicates Denver, and an S stands for San Francisco. Now, in average circulated condition, most 1944 wheat pennies are worth between 3 and 10 cents. Not bad, considering it's a 1-cent coin, but definitely not life-changing, unless you have a rare variant. One such rare variant is the 1944 steel penny. You heard that right. A few leftover steel planchets from 1943 somehow made their way into the mint presses in 1944, resulting in steel pennies being struck by mistake. These are incredibly rare. If you have a 1944 penny and it sticks to a magnet, you could be holding one of these steel cents. A genuine 1944 steel penny in good condition can fetch anywhere from $15,000 to over $100,000 depending on condition and certification. Imagine that one penny turning into a fortune. Another rare version is the 1944 D/S penny. This error occurred when a Denver mint mark was stamped over a San Francisco mint mark. These coins are highly collectible and can be worth several $100s even in circulated condition. In uncirculated or mint state, the value can reach into the thousands. Next, let's talk about grade and condition. Coin collectors use the Sheldon scale to determine the condition of a coin, ranging from poor, which is heavily worn, to mint state, which is basically untouched. A 1944 wheat penny in mint state, say MS65 or higher, can be worth from $50 to over $200 depending on the mint mark, and I appeal that if it's red in color, meaning it still has the original copper shine, the value goes even higher. Red coins are the most desirable, followed by red-brown, and then brown. So how can you tell if your 1944 penny is worth big money? First, check the mint mark under the date. Look for any signs of unusual features like doubling, mint mark errors, or anything that looks off. Second, test the coin with a magnet. If it sticks, you might have the elusive steel version. But be careful, many fakes exist. So always have rare coins authenticated by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. Third, evaluate the coin's condition. The fewer nicks, scratches, and wear, the better. Use a magnifying glass and look closely at Lincoln's face, the wheat stalks on the back, and the overall luster. Now let's talk about current market value. As of this year, a standard 1944 wheat penny in average circulated condition is worth around 5 to 10 cents. A coin in uncirculated mint state can bring anywhere from $20 to $200 depending on the mint and color. Certified 1944 steel penny has recently sold for over $85,000 at auction. Even lower grade examples have gone for $15,000 to $30,000. So, if you're lucky enough to find one of these rare steel cents, you could be in for a massive payday. The D/S mint era pennies are also fetching high prices at auctions, ranging from $200 for mid-grade examples up to $3,000 or $4,000 for high-grade coins. To summarize, here's what you need to look for. A 1944 penny that sticks to a magnet, possible steel cent. Extremely rare and valuable. A 1944 penny with a D/S mint mark, rare mint error. highly collectible. A 1944 penny in red mint state condition, very desirable and worth much more than face value. Whether you're checking change from the store, going through an old coin jar, or sorting a collection from a grandparent, keep an eye out for the 1944 wheat penny. You never know, your next coin could be worth thousands of dollars. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful or interesting, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a video about valuable coins and hidden treasures. Leave a comment below and let us know if you've ever found a 1944 wheat penny or any rare coin in your collection. Until next time, happy collecting and good luck treasure hunting. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating story of the 1953 Lincoln wheat penny. At first glance, it may look like an ordinary 1-cent coin, but some of these pennies are actually worth a fortune in today's coin market. Stick around because you might just find out that one of these is sitting in your pocket or coin jar right now. Let's begin with a little background on this classic coin. The 1953 wheat penny is part of the legendary Lincoln wheat cent series, which was minted from 1909 to 1958. On the obverse side, you'll find the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. His profile has been featured on the penny for over a century, making it one of the most recognizable coins in the world. The reverse side shows two wheat stalks curving along the sides with the words 1 cent and United States of America boldly stamped in the center. This design gives the coin its famous nickname, the wheat penny. Now, let's talk about the three main versions of the 1953 wheat penny. There's the 1953 no-mint mark penny, struck in Philadelphia. The 1953 D penny, minted in Denver. And finally, the 1953 S penny, minted in San Francisco. Each one has a different value based on condition, rarity, and demand. So what makes a 1953 penny valuable? The truth is, most circulated 1953 wheat pennies are only worth around 2 to 10 cents. That's right, the average worn coin doesn't sell for much more than face value. But don't be discouraged, because some rare varieties and well-preserved examples can bring in serious money. Let's start with mint state coins. If you have a 1953 wheat penny in uncirculated condition with no wear, it could be worth $2 to $10 for the Philadelphia version, around $2 to $12 for the Denver mint, and about $3 to $15 for the San Francisco version. These prices can jump significantly if the coin is graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC and receives a high mint state grade. For example, a 1953 D penny graded MS67 red by PCGS sold for over $7,000 at auction. That's right, over $7,000 for a single 1-cent coin. And another 1953 S wheat penny in MS67 red condition has fetched more than $6,000. These coins are extremely rare and must have perfect luster, sharp details, and no visible marks. Another thing to watch out for is errors and varieties. Some 1953 wheat pennies were struck with minting mistakes, and collectors love these error coins. Common valuable errors include double die obverse, off-center strikes, repunched mint marks, and even die cracks. A 1953 penny with a strong doubling of the date or lettering could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on how dramatic the error is. So how can you tell if your 1953 penny is valuable? First, check for a mint mark below the date. A D means it was minted in Denver, and an S means San Francisco. No letter means it came from Philadelphia. Then check the coin's condition. The less wear, the better. Use a magnifying glass or microscope to look for signs of doubling, repunched marks, or any strange features that might signal an error coin. If your penny looks special or flawless, consider getting it professionally graded. Coin grading companies can authenticate your coin, assign it a value, and make it more desirable to serious collectors and buyers. Now let's talk about the current market. As of this year, the collector demand for high-grade wheat pennies remains strong. Prices for 1953 pennies in uncirculated condition have held steady, and rare examples with brilliant red luster and no imperfections continue to break records at auctions. Online marketplaces like eBay, Heritage Auctions, and Great Collections show thousands of active listings, and some are listed for hundreds or thousands of dollars. Here's a real example. A 1953 S penny in mint state 67 red with flawless surfaces recently sold for over $5,000 at a major coin auction. Another 1953 no mint mark penny with a dramatic off-center strike sold for $250. and a double die variety of the 1953D brought in close to $1,000. These aren't just rare, they're real sales happening in today's market. Before we wrap up, here are some quick tips if you're looking for valuable 1953 wheat pennies. Number 1. Always check for mint marks and errors. Number 2. Keep an eye out for uncirculated condition coins. Number 3. Store your valuable coins safely in protective holders. And number 4. Consider getting rare coins professionally graded to unlock their full market value so, the next time you come across an old penny from 1953, don't toss it aside. You might be holding onto a hidden gem worth far more than 1 cent. Whether you're a serious coin collector or just someone curious about pocket change, the wheat penny continues to be one of the most rewarding coins to search for. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the notification bell so you never miss a video on valuable coins, hidden treasures, and everything in between. Drop a comment below if you have a 1953 penny or want to share your coin collecting story. Until next time, happy collecting and good luck hunting for that valuable penny. Exciting video on rare and valuable coins that could be hiding right in your pocket change. Today we're talking about a special piece of American numismatic history, the 1956 Lincoln wheat penny, also known as the 1956 1-cent coin. Don't underestimate this little copper coin because some of these can be worth much more than just a single cent. In fact, certain rare versions of this coin can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on the condition, mint mark, and demand in the market. So let's dive deep into what makes the 1956 wheat penny so valuable, what to look for, and how much it's worth in today's market. First, a little background. The Lincoln wheat penny was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical person instead of the traditional Liberty figure. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin features a bust of Lincoln on the front or obverse side, with the words "In God We Trust" at the top, Liberty on the left side, and the date on the right. The reverse side shows 2 wheat stalks arching along the sides, hence the name wheat penny. Between them is the inscription 1 cent and United States of America with E pluribus unum across the top. Now, let's talk about the year 1956 specifically. This was one of the final years of the wheat penny series before the U.S. Mint switched the reverse design in 1959 to the Lincoln Memorial. That makes these later wheat pennies even more interesting to collectors, especially in high-grade condition. In 1956, the U.S. Mint produced the Lincoln wheat penny at 2 locations, Philadelphia and Denver. Coins from Philadelphia have no mint mark, while coins from Denver have a small d under the date. In total, more than 1.5 billion wheat pennies were struck in 1956, with over 420 million coming from Philadelphia and more than 1 billion from Denver. Because of such high production, the majority of 1956 wheat pennies you'll find in circulation today will not be extremely rare. But here's the catch: condition and errors are everything when it comes to value. Let's start with circulated coins. A regular 1956 wheat penny in worn or circulated condition is typically worth around 5 to 15 cents. Still more than face value, but nothing too exciting, right? However, if your coin is in uncirculated or mint state condition, now we're talking about real value. Uncirculated examples graded MS60 to MS63 can be worth $1 to $5. And coins graded MS65 red or higher can be worth $25 or more depending on the demand. But here's where things get really interesting. Some rare examples in perfect condition with full original red luster have been sold at auctions for hundreds of dollars. One example of a 1956 D wheat penny graded MS67 red by PCGS sold for over $1,200. Another Philadelphia version in MS67 plus red condition fetched around $1,500. These are the top-end coins that collectors dream of owning. What truly pushes the value up are coin errors and varieties. The 1956 wheat penny is known to have a few exciting error coins that are worth big money. One such error is the double die. This happens when the coin die strikes the coin more than once in slightly different positions, causing noticeable doubling in the lettering or numbers. A 1956 double die wheat penny with strong visible doubling on the date or the words Liberty and In God We Trust can be worth several $100s or more depending on condition. Another valuable error is the repunched mint mark. also called RPM. Some 1956 pennies were struck with a mint mark that was punched more than once in slightly different locations. These repunched mint mark varieties are collected by specialists and can range in value from $20 to a few $100s. Again, depending on grade. So how do you know if you have a valuable 1956 wheat penny? First, check the date and mint mark. Look for AD under the date for Denver coins. Then check for any signs of doubling on the lettering or repunched mint marks using a magnifying glass. Next, examine the coin's condition. The more detail you can see in Lincoln's hair, jawline, and the wheat stalks, the better. Finally, consider getting your coin professionally graded by services like PCGS or NGC if you believe it may be a high-grade or rare variety. Grading helps verify authenticity and maximizes resale value in the collector market. Now for the current market value. As of now, in 2025, the average price for a circulated 1956 wheat penny is around 10 cents. A higher-end uncirculated coin can sell for $10 to $50. Rare error coins and high-grade certified examples can bring in anywhere from $100 to over $1,500 at auction. The coin market is always changing based on collector demand, metal prices, and auction results. So it's a great time to go through your coin jar, piggy bank, or old collection and check for these valuable wheat pennies. To sum it up, the 1956 Lincoln wheat penny might not seem like much at first glance, but it has the potential to be worth a lot more than face value, especially if it's in top condition or features a rare error. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started in coin hunting, this coin is definitely one to keep an eye out for. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful or interesting, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos about rare and valuable coins. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a 1956 wheat penny, or if you have questions about any coins in your collection. We love hearing from you. Until next time, happy coin hunting and good luck.